to issues of immigration, because scores of Ghanaians are expected to start leaving the country today, claiming they may be targets of alleged xenophobia. The West African nation's government announced that the first batch of 300 people will be taken home today. A special chartered flight is scheduled to leave the OR Tambo International Airport this morning, which is where we find Nwabile Madlala, who's said to give us more on this one. That flight was scheduled to leave at 5 a.m. this morning. Nwabile, has it taken off? Do we know more? How many people were on that flight?
Well, Arabile, 5 o'clock has come and went, and we have not heard or seen that flight that is supposed to take off from the OR Tambo. But of course, we are trying to get from AXA whether maybe it has been delayed or what is taking place.
People of Ghana, as I have said, in South Africa, we have the say that goes, lies have short legs. And I challenged your Minister of Foreign Affairs by calling him a liar. I even said to him, please provide proof that in South Africa, Ghanaian people's lives are in danger. And he must also prove that there's xenophobic attacks in South Africa against Ghanaian people. However, though, in the same video, I mentioned the relationship between Ghanaians and South Africans, that South Africans love Ghanaians. You know, there's a lot of things that we allow Ghanaians to get away with. A lot of things that South Africans will decide to look the other way when a Ghanaian is involved. Why? Because South Africans love Ghanaians, South Africans trust Ghanaians, South Africans would rather have Ghanaians in this country than any other African nationality. I'm telling you exactly what is. It's not something that is sucked out of my brain. It is a reality and it's a fact, and Ghanaians that are living in South Africa know this. Yes, in South Africa, you will have people who have problems with other people. Even amongst us South Africans, you will find a very small pool of people that have a problem with another nation. Either a Zulu having a problem probably with a vendor. They're a drop in the ocean. But generally, we love each other, we are united, and we move together in unison, in our diversity. If Ghana had to come and say, hey, South Africans, we would like you to add Twi in your official languages that you have, it's something that South Africans might consider. That's how close South Africans and Ghanaians are. Now, because of the propaganda and misinformation that your Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Ablakwa, and his agenda to try and destroy South Africa blew up in his face not once, not twice. This is several times. And I want to tell you something about South Africa. This is God's country. You mess with God, God will expose you, just like he is exposing your Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Ablakwa, as a liar. Now, Ghana, of course, when Mr. Samuel Asamoah was approached by South Africans, yes, the manner of approach might not have been gentle, but nonetheless, South Africans were telling him the truth. It's the truth that they were telling him. And he told you guys that Mr. Asamoah was legally in the country because that's what South Africa said he was. He wasn't. He wasn't legal in the country. He was an illegal foreigner. You remember what I said earlier? When Ghanaians sometimes do things, they are like this spoiled child that gets away with things. That is us towards Ghanaians. We know I know the majority of Ghanaians that are living in South Africa are illegal. The majority, you heard me right. The majority, the people we go spend our hard-earned money to make us dresses, suits, shoes, and bags, we support them. And we know that they are illegally here. But you know why South Africans don't have a problem with Ghanaians? It's the immense respect they show to South Africans. They don't disrespect South Africans. They don't steal from South Africans. They don't kidnap young girls and turn them into prostitution. And they don't unalive South Africans. They don't do anything that will make a South African uncomfortable. So that is why they get away with a lot, and that is why we support their businesses. That is why we love seeing them elevate. But your Minister of Foreign Affairs, because I don't know, there are rumors that he's taking brown envelope from Is Not Real. Because Is Not Real has a problem with South Africans because we took Is Not Real to the International Criminal Court of Justice. Now they want to destroy South Africa using you guys. Oh, what is that? Okay, anyways, using you guys. How true that is, time will tell. And your Minister of Foreign Affairs decided to take South Africa to the AU. And I'm glad that he did that. For once, I hope our delegation, they are going to ask real questions. Why are Ghanaians leaving Ghana? Why they come to South Africa? For what reason? And that should be a point of departure, the response that we are going to get from Mr. Ablakwa. This is something that he doesn't want to be exposed in. Now, the reason for this video is the reports that South Africans are getting. Okay, we heard that the government of Ghana is going to be repatriating Ghanaians that are facing danger in South Africa because of xenophobic attacks, because South Africans are unaliving Ghanaians, they are attacking Ghanaians, something totally untrue. So 300 Ghanaians, we heard that they have registered to return back home. In that mix also, we heard that most of these Ghanaians don't have passports. Remember what I said earlier? We know that the majority of Ghanaians in South Africa are illegal, but South Africans turn a blind eye because of the relationship we have, because of our love for them. We know they are illegal. The police in this country also know that Ghanaians are well behaved. Yes, there are those that are doing illegal things, especially they specialize in fraudulent documentation. They are very good at that. Tell me why, in a xenophobic country like South Africa, where Ghanaians' lives are in danger. Today is the 21st of May, 2026. This is the day that the government of Ghana has sent out a chartered plane to pick up 300 Ghanaians that have registered to be repatriated. We wake up this morning, one Ghanaian, one pitched up. What happened to the 299? I'll tell you what happened to the 299. They counted the costs. And the cost that they counted, the conclusion was there is no way that I am going to hop on that flight at 5 a.m. in the morning and leave all this love that South Africans have for me. Because in South Africa, when you have a South African friend as a Ghanaian, you will not go hungry. We get our doors when a Ghanaian is hungry, knocks and say, hey, brother, I am so hungry. And on top of that, you find that as a family, we were dishing up for dinner. We pull out an extra plate and say, here's a place on the table, sit, and we will dish up for you. We dish up as a family with a stranger, and we will have the best of times. We will be laughing. They'll be telling us stories about Ghana and even folk stories of Ghana, because we love stories. That's how we pass our history. It's always oral. Beautiful stories they tell. No Ghanaian goes hungry when a South African is here as their friend. Do you think they want to hop on a plane? They're not going to do that. Secondly, they did not come to the airport because they know very well they are not in any kind of danger. They've never faced danger with South Africans before. 3, the businesses that they have established over the years since they've been here, the monies that they're able to send back home to build mansions in Ghana. If it's not a mansion, at least they build some decent housing and taking care of their parents, their siblings, and their siblings' children, and those siblings drive nice cars in Ghana because of the Ghanaians that live in South Africa that have their own businesses that are supported by us South Africans. Do you think that is what they want to do? Hop on a plane and leave? Now, do you see what a liar your Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Ablakwa, the man is he's a chronic liar. I know there's a word that says pathological liar. I feel like pathological is more of like, it's a cliche, but chronic, that means he can never be healed from the lies that he tells, especially the lies that he tells about South Africa and South Africans, specifically Black South Africans, because that is the propaganda. Let me tell you something, people of Ghana. Whatever you want to try on South Africa, it's not going to work. You know why? Because South Africa is God's country. If you want to challenge God, go ahead. And I'm telling you right now, it's going to end in tears for Ghana as a country. Whatever the plan and the plot is by Mr. Ablakwa and the people he takes brown envelopes from, it's going to end in tears for Ghana. You guys need to start a process of asking Mr. Ablakwa to step down. He is a danger to your democracy. He is, particularly when it comes to diplomacy, he is a danger. You cannot have a diplomat that is a liar in your government. Demand for his resignation. He is a liar. Ghanaians in South Africa just prove that. One Ghanaian young man, and I understand why he wants to go back home. Because as I've said before, not every Ghanaian that is in South Africa is successful. Some are struggling. If they know a South African, like I said, they come knocking on our door. And they know without a doubt that they are going to get a plate of food. And when they leave, we'll also pack up things for breakfast and lunch. And if we still have more, we'll say, come back in the afternoon as well, and let's have dinner together. We host parties, weddings, traditional do's. We invite them. They come and mingle with our families. Family members are coming from afar. We introduce them. This is my Ghanaian friend. We say it with pride and with love. But your Minister of Foreign Affairs, the liar, he's not going to tell you that because he is on a payroll, in my opinion. Anyways, I just thought, let me come and show you. When South Africans say lies have short legs, and I am telling you that South Africa is God's country, your Minister of Foreign Affairs, he has a rotten egg on his face. 299 Ghanaians did not pitch up this morning at 5 a.m. 5 a.m., the plane was supposed to take off, going back to Ghana. One appeared. Ask yourself, what happened with the rest? Ask critical questions. Because some of y'all, you claim you are intelligent, you are educated. Now, educated people and clever people, they analyze, they think critically. But I'm going to leave you with this one critical question. Is there really xenophobia or xenophobic attacks on Ghanaians in South Africa? If you're smart, you already know the answer. So, Mr. Ablakwa liar, you are a liar, sir. And I hope the people of Ghana will hold you accountable. Step down.